Thank you for visiting once again. My name is Mike Lowe. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about stress and depression. They both go hand in hand. I have a lot of both. I am currently getting treated for depression, for a lot of pain that I have coming from my left arm. My left arm, as you know, the shoulder will pop in and out of place uncontrollably. I can't control my left arm. One thing I will note that if you have a disability issue, the best thing to do is to joke about the issue. So I do a lot of joking with my family and friends about my arm. They know right where the limit is between joking and making fun of. So there's a fine line between joking and making fun of. And you people with disabilities, you know what I mean. The fact of the matter is, you gotta have a good outlook on your problems. You can't just sit at home and say, oh yes, I have that. Well, I have problems too. Now, my problems I've had since I was at the age of 2, like I told you before. My way of dealing with this is making jokes about everything. If I'm in pain, I'll make a joke about it. If I do something wrong, I make a joke about it. I just joke about everything that life has to throw at me, and I always come back for more for some stupid reason. I do not like the people that cause me a lot of issues, like tend to pick on you. I don't get that so much anymore, but I used to get that in school all the time. I've learned to fight back. Now, I don't recommend this, but I've learned to actually fight back. And I used to get in a lot of fights in school. Unfortunately, I'm not proud of that fact, but I had to do what I had to do in school. Now I think that because I'm the size I am today, I don't have near as many issues. As a matter of fact, I haven't had anybody try to make fun of me in probably 15 years or a little bit more. So stress is a really big issue with people with disabilities. I know that I have stress every day in my life because it can be brought on by the least little thing. Going through a store, through a department that has a lot of breakables in it, that is very stressful for me. I do not like going into departments where there's a lot of breakables, because my arm, I have to tuck it. I have to take my right hand and hold the arm the whole time, or the left arm will just go flying all over the place. And it has broken different things. Now, I haven't had to pay for it, fortunately, but it has. The managers have been very understanding. One side note to what I'm saying there is, I had a very amusing situation quite a few years ago. I was still in high school at the time, I believe, and I was at an old Ames store that was going out of business, and I have no feeling in my left arm whatsoever, so I can't even feel if I get too much heat on the arm. So I was looking, I used to collect Hot Wheels, so I was looking at the Hot Wheels, trying to get a good deal on them, and all of a sudden this lady comes up and taps me on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, sir," and I turned around and my left hand was right against her breast. I mean, it was just clamped on there, and I couldn't get it off. I was trying to remove it, and she was laughing so hard. Luckily, she thought it was funny. And luckily she was a nurse and she knew a little bit about my problem. Otherwise, I think I would have been in really deep doo-doo, if you know what I mean. So, just amusing things like that can happen. I would never, ever, ever, ever do that on my own. I don't condone that in any way. Although, in many respects, I kind of wish that I could have felt what I was touching, because I think that would have been quite interesting. But on the same hand, now getting back to depression and everything, I used to deal with depression by smoking. I used to smoke up to 3 packs a day. Now I have quit smoking altogether. Only very occasionally I'm a social smoker now. One thing I do not recommend is going out and drinking. If you're out drinking, then you're not solving anything. The alcohol actually makes the depression worse instead of better, like most people would think. I actually had gone through depression to the point that I was actually suicidal, and I was going to take my car and drive it off of a local mountaintop that we have here, and I had it all planned out. I don't even want to think about that this day and age. But I went to a local psychiatric hospital, and that was the best thing that I could have ever done, because I got the help that I need. I got the support that I need. And don't get me wrong, my family supports me 110%, but I just needed that psychiatric help to help me through my depression. And if it ever gets that bad that you're thinking and contemplating suicide, there is places to call. What you need to do is you need to, if you're religious, talk to your pastor, talk to friends and family members. Even if you're not religious, go to a local church or even your police department. The police would sit down and talk with you, and they could get you the help that you need. If you are a teenager, go to your local guidance counselor in your school, or any teachers that you might think might help you. But I'm going to tell you, every teacher is there for you. There is no teacher that's good that's not going to sit down and listen to your problems and give you the help you need. Other than that, if you're an adult or a child, just go to your local hospital. All local hospitals that I know of anyway have a psychiatric ward, and they have on-call psychiatrists 24/7. So just go in there and they will sit you down and talk with you and get you the help that you need. Do not do the drugs at all. Drugs will screw you up royally. Drugs are terrible, terrible things. If you do have depression and you are on depression medication, do not abuse your medication. Take it as described by your personal care physician, because believe me, I found out if you take more than the prescribed amount, you'll hallucinate, you'll sleep a lot. Believe me, you'll sleep a lot. I accidentally took one too many pills, and it put me right out. I mean, it was just like a sleeping pill for me. So, but I didn't do it intentionally. I did it accidentally. And as a result of that, while that extra pill was in my body, I had a couple hallucinations that were just very, very weird, and I do not recommend getting hallucinations because they will screw your mind up.